Start recording. Boom. Alright, we starting. Hey guys. I'm gonna play this game. You guys are gonna like it. Trust me. Great game right here. I'm also with my friend Leo. Leo, say hi.
Yo.
Anyway, so as I was saying earlier, Leo. Good game. I'm liking it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I wish it was I could see like a multiplayer type of this where you have to go and kind of like For the King style, but you just
Oh
do
yeah.
this, but everybody has like their own, like you get like a turn. Like I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be interesting. Collaboration would be really weird though.
Yeah, would I don't.
It'd be like that chained game where you're
Oh,
trying to help each other and also screwing
yeah,
each
where you
other out of
pull
spot.
each other. Yeah, that's
Yep.
like. Does anybody we know have that?
Nope. I wish though I would play that. It's really funny.
It's literally only up, but with a very. I like the twist. It's a good twist in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I need to play the Lethal Company update. I haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah.
With the car, have you been able?
I've not.
Really? I thought Leo or Wesley would have done something by now.
Yes, but also mods exist, and I don't think mods have updated yet.
I feel like
Oh.
bigger ship lobby would work.
Maybe.
I don't.
Unlikely though.
Yeah, because that's the only one that matters to me, is playing with more friends.
Yeah.
Um. So you said on Monday you were gonna work on game design.
No. Async grid lighting.
Okay. Well, you were like,
Well, I have been working on it actually, like the past few days, but well, so it's days, weeks, months. When was my first commit? It's been a minute. Let me just scroll and scroll and scroll. 6 months ago is when I started this already. Yeah,
wow.
it's been a minute. It's been. I've been consistently doing things every single day.
Okay.
But no, I've been on a recent global illumination craze because what I realized is there is to basically anyone in game development, there is not really one word or phrase that can describe what async grid lighting does. And it's definitely not async grid lighting. Async grid lighting is descriptive once you know what the frick async grid lighting
Okay.
even means. Uh, so the problem is marketing for me is going to be basically impossible if I keep async grid lighting in its current form. With my current asset that I published, procedural billboard bloom, that already had marketing, or not marketing, but like a keyword that everyone knew what
Mm-hmm.
it meant.
Yeah, Bloom.
Bloom.
Yeah, Bloom's a
Yeah,
very.
everyone knows. Yeah, everyone knows what bloom is. Nobody knows what async grid lighting is at all, and there's no word that really describes what it does. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to add global illumination to async grid lighting, because, well, at least people that know about computer graphics know what global illumination is. And so
Yeah,
that's a
and
keyword that
only people who would use the asset would be people who are doing that type of stuff.
well, no, people who weren't using global illumination would still need my asset depending on their use cases. But I have to start somewhere, right?
Okay, that's fair.
So because I have to start somewhere, because no one's going to be searching for asynchronous and expect lighting. No one's going to be searching for grid and expect lighting. And if they search for lighting, that brings up everything under the sun, not necessarily complete lighting rewrites for the Unity game engine, which,
Yeah.
as far as I know, doesn't really exist unless you're searching for global illumination, which is entirely different. So, yeah. Actually, Landon, do you know what global illumination is
Isn't
at
that
all?
literally like you have a light and it's just how it works, like interacting with the world?
Well, you know what ray tracing is, right? How it
Yes.
bounces light around.
Yes.
That's global illumination, except ray tracing is a algorithm that allows you to simulate global illumination. But you don't necessarily need ray tracing for global illumination. It's just that usually rays are involved, so ray tracing.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it's interesting. But point is, global illumination, people generally know what that means in the game dev sphere. So, I mean, they do it all the time whenever they're baking their lighting. So, my asset being everything dynamic, I have to figure out some way to do global illumination on really fast on mobile devices for the exact same target audience as I was targeting before and still with, just having lots of lights that are fast to calculate. Problem is, turns out, since wait 1 second, I have to put this correctly. When was Radiosity found? I don't know. Sure.
Radios.
Yeah, Radiosity. Where the frick? I'm trying to quote a year here.
Well, good luck with that.
Frick. When was Radiosity lighting? Yeah. So this problem has existed since 1948. And
Jeez.
yeah, I knew the general idea. I just wanted to actually quote it correctly. So global illumination has been trying to be simulated on computers since 1948. Not even necessarily on fast computers. Obviously, it's 1948. Just as an
Yeah.
algorithmic concept, how do you model how the real world bounces around light to make things look nice? Radiosity was the first algorithm to do that. Point is, but that's just one of many algorithms that do it. Point is, people have been trying to solve the problem for a very long time, and there's no good solution. So me coming along being like, oh yeah, I need to add global illumination to my asset just because I need for marketing is a bit of a naive statement. Because as it turns out, global illumination is really freaking hard.
So so the original thing, the asynchro. Oh my goodness, how do you pronounce it?
Async grid lighting, which is a
A.
really terrible name that I need to fix.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't even pronounce it for some reason. But anyway, what you originally built, that's done, right?
Mostly, it needs to be polished, but yeah, the core idea done,
Okay.
and the core rendering and all that done. It's really fast, really performant. It just needs some polish, and also bug testing and play testing and things like that. Like for example, I just fixed a bug yesterday where if you had created an object and then you used Control D on the object, then it would appear like it's being lit correctly until you save the scene, and then all the lighting will break for any duplicated objects.
Yeah, because
Which is
I was gonna say Control D is just duplicating objects, right?
yeah, which should work, right? You'd expect that to work, but no, it broke my asset. That's one of
That's
those things where
weird.
very specific circumstances break it. I mean, I know why now because I fixed it. It's, I'm not even going to explain it. It's really complicated. But yeah, it's those weird bugs that like exist that don't necessarily are not required for the asset to work when you're like playtesting it, just to make things work initially. But now that I'm actually getting to the end, I'm like, yeah, I gotta actually fix this now. This is a problem. You're not gonna tell people, oh yeah, just never use Control D on an object. That's terrible.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, it's like
yeah. You can't put that in the document of telling you how to use the the asset. It's like, by
yeah.
the way, using this function which saves you an extreme amount of time can't be used.
Nope. Yeah, so things like that. So I still have to like test my asset very thoroughly for that. But before I do that, I wanted to figure out marketing. And so I was like, global illumination. And I was like, well, crap, this thing's hard.
Well,
Really
at least
freaking hard.
you know what you want to, like, you at least know what the actual product itself. Because I was worried you were like, let me not get done with the
Oh,
original
no, 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 no,
thing.
no. Oh, yeah, no, no, no. The global illumination, the only reason why I started looking at it is because it would tie directly into what I already have. Because my initial idea was, and I know I'm going to go a bit in depth here, but conceptually, I promise you it makes sense. So to calculate the second bounce of light, which is all we're talking about here for global illumination at first, basically I tried to place my special kind of really fast lights wherever rays from the sun, so Unity's regular directional light, hit on the ground. And
Yeah.
that faked global illumination because then that light cast light from where the sun rays hit the ground, and then it looked like light had bounced. A really cheap effect. So you'd think. Until you realize that to actually make it look even remotely good, you'd have to have 1,000, 2,000 lights being placed wherever the sun's rays hit.
Oh.
And I know my asset is good, and it can actually render 2,000 lights.
Oh,
But
really?
rendering 2,000 Oh yeah, no, that's fine. The problem is rendering 2,000 lights that are moving every single frame because the sun is moving through the sky, and then you have a problem. Because then every single light has to be recalculated every single frame. My asset can render 2,000 lights. It just can't render 2,000 lights that move at the exact same time.
Okay, but what if
Not
it and you can't, and the whole point of what you're making isn't to not be baked, because if you had bake lights, that wouldn't be an issue. Okay.
Right. The entire point of the asset is to not be big. Right.
Okay.
And the 2,000 lights thing, it can do that, and as long as like a few of those 2,000 lights move, like 50 or 100 of them move at one time, then that's fine. The problem is when 2,000 of them move at the same time. And yeah, plus even with 2,000 lights, it still doesn't scale that well because your render distance would be terrible because that 2,000 lights is within a small little scene. So yeah, didn't really work.
So
That was
it would work well for small scale projects, like
extremely small scale.
yeah, like
demos.
kind of like this game that I'm playing, right? You know, where it's like the game itself doesn't go a lot of places, but it
True, but at that point, you'd probably just fake the global illumination by placing the lights that I'm placing automatically manually,
that's true.
and that way. So I mean, which is useful. Don't get me wrong, that's useful. But still, at that point, not that crazy. Can't really be called global illumination if it's not dynamic. It's just dynamic when you decide to manually place the lights. So why'd you do that?
Might work good in a physics-based game.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That would
But
be
yeah.
interesting. Like what's that wizard game? That
Notia?
yeah.
Yeah, they already have their own custom lighting system.
Oh,
Very
didn't they
fancy.
make it like their own engine as well for the
Oh yeah.
game?
Oh yeah. No, it's entirely custom engine. It's a 2D voxel engine.
Okay. All right. Well, my
Which
mom just yelled for dinner, so.